Comic book television has a very interesting lifespan because sometimes it lasts for too long, as in the case of most CW shows. Sometimes you get shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that start off a little wonky, but ultimately find its place. Sometimes you have series like the Netflix Marvel shows that end up just getting killed off way too early. And then you get something as weird as the DC Universe. The streaming service, quite frankly, no one asked for, but it provides an excellent value for what you actually spend per month. And with the shows it has on there, people have talked very, very, very highly of Titan Season 1, as well as Doom Patrol is very well loved by a lot of people who watch it. So Swamp Thing is a show that a lot of people were hoping were going to carry on the tradition of very interesting, edgy content that is comic book based. Something you wouldn't see in the movies and something you surely wouldn't see that has the banner Disney over it. That's why it was a shock to everybody that the week after Swamp Thing premiered on DC Universe, it was canceled. But before we jump into why it was canceled, let's talk about the history of the show and what fans are trying to do to save it. So let's get going. On May 2nd, 2018, it was announced that DC Universe had tasked Mark Verheiden and Gary Dalberman to write the first episode and executive produce the series alongside James Wan. This was definitely due to James Wan having done over $1 billion in the Conjuring universe, as well as taking the Fast and Furious franchise to $1 billion film and making Aquaman a $1 billion winner for the DCEU. You could see that they were very much banking on James Wan's ability to tell a good story using horror. This made a lot of sense. And on September 4th, 2018, it was announced that Len Wiseman would be directing the pilot episode as well as coming on as a series producer. The show began principal photography in November 2018 and actually wrapped May 6th of 2019. Here's where it gets weird though. The show was originally planned for 13 episodes like Doom Patrol and Titan, but on April 17th, 2019, a mere couple weeks before the end of production, it was announced that the show had its episodes cut down to just 10. This was reportedly due to creative differences between WarnerMedia and the executives working on Swamp Thing. However, WarnerMedia declined to comment. However, we're going to find out more about that here in a second. Even though the 3 episodes had been cut, the show was still on track to meet its May 31st, 2019 release date on the DC Universe. And the pilot episode was actually released to very good reviews. Critics on Rotten Tomato rated the pilot a 92% and really enjoyed the show leaning into its horror roots and embracing the weird, obviously what James Wan brings to the table. Metacritic, on the other hand, was a bit more mixed. Critics rated the show a 67%, and the fans rated it an 8.5. Fans in general seemed very pleased with the show overall. So what happened? What caused WarnerMedia to cancel Swamp Thing after just 1 episode? Well, it was reportedly a paperwork error, and I'm not making that up. North Carolina apparently promised WarnerMedia a roughly $30 million tax rebate for holding the production in the state. However, due to a paperwork error, the tax rebate never went through and WarnerMedia was left holding the bag for the full budget, which is estimated at around $80 million. Since Swamp Thing is on DC Universe, which is a niche market streaming app, it doesn't make financial sense to continue producing the show. This is actually why they cut the episode order from 13 to 10 episodes. What does the future hold for Swamp Thing, if at all? Well, until another revenue stream can be found, the likelihood of Swamp Thing sticking around is actually quite low. In fact, reports are coming out today that the whole DC Universe service is being re-examined by WarnerMedia in the wake of the AT&T acquisition of Time Warner last year. My personal theory is that DC Universe would eventually be migrated into WarnerMedia streaming service, which they plan on launching sometime either later this year or in 2020. Considering that WarnerMedia very much wants to compete with both Disney and Netflix, it would make sense to not have dual streaming services in the marketplace, just combine them together. Fans, however, are not taking this laying down, and honestly, God bless them for it. Many have taken the Twitter to start the hashtag #SaveSwampThing. With any luck, it will get momentum going and help keep this inventive show and streaming service like the DC Universe around for a while longer. At this point, though, we're literally just waiting to see what happens next. With any luck, the state of North Carolina will definitely realize that they are losing money and hopefully provide them with a tax rebate. If not, then a 10-episode season of this show is all we're going to get, which is a shame because it feels like this was an inventive series that is all about embracing the horror. It's embracing the history of Swamp Thing. It's taking it to an edgier place than something we would see on CW or on ABC or even on Disney Plus. And it's this kind of inventiveness that really does reinvigorate comic book fans into these type of properties. As I said before, look at Doom Patrol, how weird that is, how much it embraces it, and the fact that fans absolutely adore it should tell WarnerMedia that killing this show is basically the first step to killing the DC universe, which is something that many people, myself included, have invested into and have a vested interest in seeing it succeed. However, I leave it to you, your thoughts, your opinions. Please let me know down in the comments below. Have yourself a fantastic day. Please consider liking the channel if you are new here, subscribing if you're also new, and maybe checking out patreon.com/Matt Jarbo. Have yourself a great day, guys, and peace out.